Hey guys, welcome to a day 18 of 30 days and 30 ways to unleash your abundance. And I'm going to do a short video today because I could talk about this for days and days. It is the basis and the foundation behind why I actually set this business up as a coach. And it's actually the foundation to how I help people. And today I'm going to go into a little bit around why I do it and why it's important to me. So the title of this video today is, are you packaging up you? Are you owning it? And the reason I set up my business was really to help really talented people to package up their brilliance, package up their expertise, package up all of those parts of themselves that maybe they have not been owning because of a story that might be holding them back, because of self-belief, because of self-doubt, because of a self-limiting belief. All of those things are actually preventing people from stepping into the person that they really know that they can be and bringing forth that new level of themselves into their business so that they can actually show up fully expressed. Now, with the work that I do, I'm all about getting people to dig deep, dig beneath the layers, dig beneath the surface, and actually bring forth and unleash all of the things that make them who they are. So all of the skills, all of the strengths, all of the passion, all of the quirks, and all of the background history, whatever the job experience has been, and outside hobbies. These are all essential parts of building your business and actually really being able to stand out amongst a sea of others in your industry. So whether you're a coach, whether you're creative, whether you're a consultant, the online world is getting really, really busy. And if you are not able to really articulate who you are and really know what sets you apart and really own your differences, then you're kind of gonna get lost. You're gonna get lost in yourself and actually how you want to show up, and you're gonna get lost amongst other people who are going out there and actually just really shouting who they are. Now, I'm not about people shouting, I don't think anyone has to shout to express themselves. But this is an invite to anyone who is watching this to have a think about maybe those parts of yourself that you might just be suppressing because you think it's not allowed or acceptable, or you're not going to be understood, or someone's going to judge you, or maybe it won't fit in. Those are the parts of people that I find really interesting. So, when I start working with someone, it's very easy for me to just sit and listen to their story and find out who they are, and people start to unravel in that space. Yeah, there's always something about a person which unfolds in a session when I speak to them that they maybe haven't spoken about before, or maybe they hadn't admitted to themselves before, or maybe they've been hiding or just suppressing, or maybe they just hadn't actually discovered. And that's what coaching is about, really helping you to discover and dig deep and highlight, and to really bring forth what else is there. It's like we're all given so much potential, we're all given so much creativity, we're all given this ability to keep expanding and growing on a day-to-day basis, and it is not a common thing for every single person to be able to see all of that which is inside of them. So it's the reason why I work with coaches and why I've started working with coaches as I've been building my business, because I want people to see my what I can't see. I want people to show me a different perspective of myself. I want someone to hold me to a higher version of myself. I want someone to see the aspects of me as well that maybe I hadn't been bringing to my business, and different ways that I could be creating my business. And that's all of the inner work. That is all of the inner business that is really quite juicy. When you get into that space, you really start to delve into who you are again. This can be fantastic for your business, and not only for your business, but it can be fantastic for your confidence, for your self-belief, for your self-worth. There is not a better asset that you can have in your business other than knowing yourself really well, really being able to show up self-expressed and own all of it, and be able to confidently talk about who you are and what you do with passion and the quirks as well. Nobody's perfect here. Yeah, I'm not perfect. I'm not trying to build a perfect business, but at the start of my business, I did find it really hard to move from that headspace, that corporate mindset where I was used to being around 100 people, like hundreds of people who were effectively being institutionalized to think a certain way, to act a certain way, and to believe that their role, that their title, that their status defined who they were as a person. And I never subscribed to that. You know, I've always had hobbies, as you know. I've been a DJ and still am a DJ, and it has always felt like I was going against the grain. So let me know if this is coming up for you as well. You know, you've been working in the corporate sector and you've made that transition to having your own business, or, you know, setting up and actually putting your passion out there yourself. How has that transition been for you? Because what can happen is we have this bit of an overhang. So suddenly we're given all of this freedom and flexibility to own our passion and our purpose, and, you know, really kind of live life and, you know, create our biz the way that we want to. But then sometimes the mindset can, you know, start to throw in a few self-sabotaging thoughts or limiting beliefs that might tell you that it's not okay for you to show that part of you. It's not okay for you to show up this way. You know, what can happen is some of the judgment and the way that we are used to be and judged in different environments, especially if it's coming from the corporate environment, can mean that, you know, we've been so conditioned to dim our light, then when it comes back to putting the volume back up, turning the light back up, it can feel uncomfortable or scary, or maybe it's just a muscle that you haven't been exercising. So the coaching that I do, that I'm really, really passionate about, is helping people and reintroducing people to that muscle, to that voice, turning up the volume on that voice again, which is going to help you to express yourself. Because the more that you are showing up to life fully expressed, owning your passion, owning your purpose, owning your voice, owning your idiosyncrasies, all of those parts of you that maybe you've had to hide for whatever reason. Maybe it's been work, maybe it's been a relationship, maybe it's someone who has judged you for it before. Now is the time. And when I work with people, it's about helping people to, you know, rip off those chains, to start to create new stories. Those limiting beliefs, those stories that are going round in your head, which are holding you back from creativity, holding you back from really showing up in your life, in your business, holding you back from success. Like those stories, they have to be challenged. And it's so important to do that work because, as I've said before, it's no one else's responsibility to show up in life and go out and claim your place here. It's no one else's responsibility to show up and like create that business that you desire. And the other side of this as well is when you are showing up and when you are immersed in your creativity and in your passion and in your purpose, then you get to help others to do that as well. So whether you are a creative in the sense that, you know, service-led creative, it could be a photographer or an artist or illustrator, or, you know, even if you're a singer, musician, the way that you are bringing forth your talents to the world and you and your passion is inspiring other people and helping them and giving them permission to do the same. So there is a knock-on effect. It's like an accumulative transformation that happens, and it's like a worldwide expansion of abundance. So it's a ripple effect, which is what I think is so beautiful, which is why I love coaching, and which is why I trained to become a transformational life coach and an NLP practitioner, because this work is just so incredibly important. And the more that you get to shed these layers of yourself, and the more that you get to shed the stories and declutter the stories that have been holding you back, the more that you get to really explore who you are and your voice, and really start to tap back into a new level of worth, a new level of self-worth, and, you know, go back and rediscover some of your passions and actually give yourself permission to say how good you are at something. All of these shifts make huge shifts in your life. It makes a huge transformation. And we're here, without wanting to sound morbid, but we're here for a short time. It's like we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And my moral in life is for people, or for myself, is to show up and live every day as though it were my last. Like, you know, to give it my all, to make sure that I'm being fully expressed, to make sure that I am redefining the way that I want to live my life, my beliefs and my rules, and creating my own ideology, and not shrinking into a smaller version. And I invite you to think about the same, and to think about the ways in which you really can package up who you are, start to own who you are. And if you're struggling with any of this, if you know that perhaps on a level of 1 to 10 right now, you're kind of feeling like a bit of a 5, and you know you've got those ideas, you know that you've got more to give, you know that there's been something that you've been wanting to explore and bring out in your business, but you're just struggling to make it all happen. Maybe you're struggling to integrate a couple of parts of you. You know, when I first started this business, I found it really hard to step into doing the coaching. Was fine, but when I was actually putting myself out there online, I didn't really see how I could combine my DJ profile and that world, which is a huge part of who I am and still is and always will be, and that kind of background, into this kind of very professional life coaching space. And I just didn't see how people were going to connect the two. And it just seems naturally that life has kind of converged what I do. And now I get the best of both worlds because I get to work with musicians and creatives and songwriters through the Songwriting Academy. And offline, I'm starting to do more work with people who are creative and around like in the musical space. And then online as well. It's like I'm helping women in business. You know, I'm still getting to do what I love, which is showing up in that professional space and giving people a professional hand in overcoming some of those obstacles that they're experiencing in their life, which are going to help them to show up better in their business. So it's converged, but I've had to do the work to give myself permission to own those parts, because when I haven't, you know, it's felt incongruent. You know, I've kind of felt a little bit off kilter and that I wasn't being me. So, you know, I was doing some journaling today on the train and I was like, you know, when I look at my profile, something's just missing. And so, you know, I knew, and I've decided that, you know, there needs to be a bit of music on there. Like, it just doesn't feel right. You can see the records behind me. Even in my house, I need that. And I'm curious. I'm curious if this is coming up for someone else or anyone else, if it's coming up for you. You know, are you hiding or finding it hard to integrate all parts of who you are? Because actually, you don't have to. You know, like, you can be a professional and you can still be creative. You can have your hobby and do your professional work, or it's you. And so my invitation today is for you to accept and love and embrace and really own all of who you are, and think about those parts that maybe you've just dropped out because you didn't think it was going to fit or someone wouldn't understand, and bring it together. Like, bring it, because it's what makes you special. It's what makes you stand apart from a sea of other people all doing the same thing. So this is my invitation for you today. Hi, Natalia. I can see you. I can't see any comments, my darling, but I can see your little icon. So how are you doing? And, you know, Natalia's a perfect example of someone that has been bringing together all these parts of her. You know, she's been a teacher, a music teacher. She does busking workshops. She's a singer. She plays the accordion. It's like, on paper, it's like you would just think, wow, who is this amazing lady? And it takes courage to do that. It actually does take courage to show up in life fully expressed. But the other side of that is that it is so liberating. It is so liberating when you just show up and you give yourself permission first, and you don't judge yourself, and then you don't worry about who else is going to judge you. That transformation I see when I work with people, that is what puts a smile on my face. And that is what puts a smile on someone else's face. And when you're showing up in that vibration, when you're showing up with that much emotional well-being and happiness, then there's no way that the universe doesn't respond to that. So it's a message today to say, go out, show your quirks, show your, you know, idiosyncrasies, show your like weirdness, but be you and integrate it, and don't think that you have to separate any part of you. But if you are finding it difficult to just like juggle these pieces, or you're actually just looking to expand and get to that next level, you know, this is when I started working with a coach. I was like, that, whoa, starting a new business now. I'm now stepping into another version of Jo. And it was exciting, and it was what was needed for me to actually get this business, get it off the road, and actually, you know, be able to sustain it and just step into a new version of myself, a higher version of myself. So I am going to leave it there. As you can see, I get quite passionate about these things. But if you are wanting any support with this, then DM me, send me a message. Let me know in the comments if this is resonating for you as well. It's like, I want to know, because I'm here to help you unleash your abundance. And that is my mission for the year. And so let's do this. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you later.